Hey guys, Akif here, and today we are gonna watch a conversation between Dan Bilzerian and Patrick Bet David. They had some controversial topics which were discussed, and those were interesting points which were discussed with an interesting point of view as well. So let's do check out that.
Let me go to a different conversation with you. Recently, when I watched some of your tweets, I don't know if you've announced this or not. I don't know if you've joined APAC. I don't know if you are, if you are an advisor for them. Let me read some of these tweets. Muslims aren't the problem. The open borders and motherfuckers and the media attacking nationalism, pushing BEI, transgenderism, and destroying moral values are the problem. August 4th. If you don't put America first as a U.S. politician, you are committing treason. Supporting Israel is bad for America. Netanyahu is a convicted war criminal and Israel is not our ally. We fought way too many wars for Israel and we certainly don't need to give them any more money. July 25th. These idiots have ruined movies. Everything they put out is literally propaganda. And then all of a sudden we got scripture here. For what shall it profit? For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Is this recent, comments you're making about Israel a recent thing, or have you always had these beliefs?
I mean, before we do start and check out the discussion, all the comments which were made, I think those are legit. I mean, I agree with all those. As far as like if we do check that again, for an example.
If you don't put America first as a U.S. politician, you are committing treason. Supporting Israel is bad for America. Netanyahu.
The first one is of course, it's spot on. Like if you are a politician of a country, so you should be putting your country first. So a valid one.
Convicted war criminal and Israel is not our ally. We fought way too many wars for Israel and we certainly don't need to give
Of course, another valid one.
any more money. July 25th. These idiots have ruined movies. Everything they put out is literally propaganda. And then all of a sudden we got scripture here. For what shall it profit?
Valid
For
one.
what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Is this
Valid. All are
recent,
valid.
comments you're making about Israel a recent thing, or have you always had these beliefs?
It's more recent. I didn't really realize what a problem it was until recently, and then everybody was scared to say something about it. My brother told me, like, you can't say anything about it. They'll fucking kill you. Like, everybody basically said that I couldn't say anything about it. And actually now they're like literally like trying to like kick me off the board of my company because of those tweets. So like, shit. Yeah, I've definitely had a lot of like negative pushback, a lot of my Jewish friends, but I don't give a fuck. It's like one of those things where I know that it's the right thing. And the fact that everybody else is scared to say it makes me, feel obligated to be vocal about it.
Why do you think it's the right thing?
Because I know that they're a fucking parasite. Like, they provide the U.S. absolutely no value. They've done so many things that, would constitute, an act of war against us. I mean, USS Liberty, Lebanon Affair, I mean, I can go on and on and on and on and on. But, and I think they knew about 9/11. I think they had JFK assassinated. The first thing that he wanted to do, right before he died was, make APAC a foreign entity, and not allow them to have nukes. And then all of a sudden this fucking guy's dead. And Jack Ruby, who is Jack Rubenstein, I mean, it's just like, and then you just, I don't know, man, I can't ignore all the shit that they've done. They sold our secrets. Netanyahu lied to us about weapons of mass destruction. We fought all these fucking wars. My friends have died over there. Like, and I just look at what they provided us with, and it's fucking, it's not nothing. It's like a negative, it's not, even if they just didn't do jack shit, that would be, bad, but they've actually done things to hurt us over and over and over again. So like this whole thing of they're our greatest allies, just complete fucking bullshit. And, we send them $100 billion, then they send APAC $100 million, and then they distribute it to our politicians, and every politician is a little fucking APAC handler walking around and telling them what to fucking say and how to vote. And it's just like, look, I'll donate like $100,000 to politicians, and they call me up like, hey, you need anything? Like every week. I don't need shit. I fucking sit on my ass. I don't do anything. I don't care. I don't fucking.
That's just such a valid point. If you see like just 100K of thousands, which when he provide, politicians are calling up apparently to give security and whatever reasons if any job is there for them from him. So if you see, and if we are talking about politicians getting billions or millions in some cases, what they would be doing in that situation for that person who is providing them millions and billions to the politicians. So it's just so valid and so on point.
Breaking laws, I don't need any favors. Like, I just gave it to them because I didn't want to see any more fucking retard, Democrats in there. So, but that's 100,000. Like, what does 100 million buy you? How many fucking phone calls do those guys get? And so, like, I just know how it works, and the system is broken. Like, these people get into office and they don't have very much money, and they get out of office with fucking tens or hundreds of millions of dollars. It's not a fucking accident, right?
Is that an Israel thing, or is that anybody? Because China's doing the same thing.
China doesn't have they don't have an APAC. Like, Israel is the only one that has a fucking, like, a lobby in the U.S. fucking, giving these politicians money.
Okay, no, every country, the big ones all have lobbyists. They all have lobbying that they're doing.
Not in the U.S. They're registered as foreign entities.
Right. I mean, if you're talking about, are you going to the dual citizenship part with Israel, Israel?
That's another problem is a lot of our politicians have far more allegiance to Israel than they do the United States. I mean, that's a whole nother issue as well.
Do you know why they did the dual citizenship? Do you know the history behind why they did the dual citizenship?
What do you mean?
Like, okay, so the whole concept of dual citizenship was because when Israel became a, country again, they didn't want the people from here who wanted to go back to Israel that didn't have a motivation to go if they were going to lose their citizenship here. So that was the reason why they did it. It was kind of like, okay, you're your own country. We kind of need some of you guys to move over there to help the country out. Yeah, but I'm not going to go. Why are you not going to go? Am I going to lose my citizenship here? But you are. I mean, we don't do that. Every other country, I don't want to lose my citizenship. Well, okay, how about if we do this? How about if we allow you, just Israel, to go back to your country, you won't lose your citizenship? That was the arrangement at the beginning.
I mean, if you have heard this last 30 seconds, what he has given the explanation that of dual citizenship, because people in America doesn't want it to shift over there without losing their citizenship. So first thing, when many Israeli people are saying that this is our country, we wanted this country, right? So then why do you want to stay back in America? Why do you need a dual nationality? Why? And why the government were forcing people to go out and stay in Israel and have the same citizenship, dual citizenship, you can say. So why would that? I mean, that means they were forced, right? They were said out that go and stay over there. You can come back to America and stay over there as well. If people are not asking and you are forcing them, literally, if you see that, if they are willingly going out and staying, then it's a different story. But this country was created outright. It was created from nothing. So if you see, Israel has, like, nobody wanted to go over there from the America side, as per what he has said. I'm not talking about the Europe side, if is Jewish people wanted to shift over there or not, but from the America side.
No, look, I get it. I have three citizenships. You know what I mean? I think it's okay. I think
what's the third one? I know Armenia, but what's the
St. Kitts.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't have an issue with dual citizenship. My issue is when somebody is holding a U.S. office and they are putting a foreign nation's interest before America's interest, and they are favoring that other country. And so that to me is treason. Like, when you are a U.S. government official, your motivation should be to do things in the best interest of the government that you are representing, not 100%. Some other fucking foreign country. And that's the problem.
Okay, so but go through it. So what is the solution? Meaning, if Israel's the enemy, then if let's just say you don't do anything and everybody in the Middle East unites to take out Israel, do you think the Middle East is better without Israel? And do you think the world's a safer place without Israel?
100%. It's not even close.
Okay, tell me why. Why do you think?
Give me an argument otherwise, please. But give me one argument why the world would be better off with Israel. Let's just start with that. One thing. Give me one thing.
Have you ever lived in the Middle East?
No.
I lived there for 10 and a half years. It's a very, it's not as like here. You can sit here, you can be an atheist, you can be an agnostic, I can be a Christian, you can be a Jew. It can be an LDS, Muslim, no problem. We can coexist here. You can do that in Israel. You can do that.
I mean, not really. They're operating apartheid right now. So everybody's not living equally.
Not at the level of Iran. Not at the level of what Iran is doing. I mean, in Iran, if you think...
When you're talking about the entire Gulf, Middle East, when you're talking about that, then why are you focusing on just Iran? That's just, again, you're making a dot and you're circling around that. That's the only thing. When you're talking about the Middle East and then you're saying that, look to Iran. Why? Why are you pointing out a specific country? There are many countries in Gulf, in Middle East, like Dubai, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia. There are many countries.
What Israel is doing out of control. Do you know how much money Khamenei's families made? Do you know how much money they've taken? They have 200.
I've never been to Iran, but I've been to Dubai, I've been to Saudi, like I've been to UAE. So like, and they're all Muslim. They seem to be operating fine.
I would say Iran's slightly different than. But go back to it. So okay, so you think the Middle East and the world would
See, that's what they do. He changed the topic. When he brought up a question, when he answered that question, full stop, end of story, next. He changed the topic. He didn't discuss because he know that if he goes to that path and it's complete destruction for the question which he asked, which was a stupid question, that have you ever been to the Middle East? If the entire Middle East is fighting that, how are they surviving? How the people are surviving over there? Since so far like 6-7 minutes, both the one explanation and one question, both were stupid. First thing, that Israeli people stay in Israel and claim that that's a country which is because people want to stay over there. That's their country. The God has given that country to them, right? That's the first point. But he over here said that dual citizenship was there because Israeli people who were staying, Jewish people who were staying in America doesn't wanted to shift to Israel without losing their citizenship. They don't want to be a part of Israeli with an Israeli passport, with an Israeli citizenship. That's the reason they took out dual citizenship. That means it's just that, okay, if we can have two things, then good. But if you want to choose one, we'll never choose the Israeli passport over the American passport. That's the first thing. If you want to stay in your country and you're not choosing that passport, what does that mean? You never wanted that, right? It's just an extra. Okay, if you're giving an extra thing, okay, give it to me. But if you're saying that, leave this country, go and stay over there and claim this is your country, I don't want to. I want a two passport. Give me that. Then it's an additional, okay, I can take it as a benefit. It's good. Having two things is good. That was the thing. So if that's the mindset which is coming, so then how can Jewish people from the American side can say that, oh, we love Israel. Israel is our country. That is our country. We are proud of Israel as a nation. That's our country. That was given to us. That was created by the politicians at that time. That's the reason those politicians were saying that, hey, go to Israel and you will not leave your citizen over here. You can have dual citizenship. That's the only reason. And second question which he asked, that was a stupid question, that have you ever been to Middle East? Habibi, Dubai, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia. There are many countries. And the other countries which are in right now in war and conflict, proxy wars, who has started those? Again, I don't want to go on that part because it will be a big thing. We all know who started that. Over here, he made that point also. Dan Bilzerian said that we fought war. For whom? When American went in Iran, because of whom? I'm sorry, in Iraq. I'm sorry. Because of whom? Because Israeli claimed that there were chemical bombs, right? That was a reason. Just because of a reason, you just entered a country, destroyed those countries' civilians over there, and then you came out and said, oh, sorry, they were none. I'm sorry. We are really sorry. That's the argument. And when that guy presented that UAE, Kuwait, Dubai, Habibi, Saudi, whatever, then change the topic. Okay, next. All bullshit.
better place different than. But go back to it. So
They seem to be operating fine.
Do check how quickly that guy changed the topic. Do check this.
Dubai, I've been to Saudi.
Do you know how much money they've taken? They have 200.
I've never been to Iran, but I've been to Dubai, I've been to Saudi, like I've been to UAE. So like, and they're all Muslim. They seem to be operating fine.
I would say Iran's slightly different than. But go back to it. So okay, so you think the Middle East and the world would be a better place if Israel didn't exist?
Yes.
Okay.
Israel's committed, so many terrorist attacks. They're stealing land right now. They're operating apartheid. They're currently committing a genocide on Palestinians. Like, do you believe in the genocide they're committing?
I think they're fighting for themselves and they're defending themselves.
Do you think that's defense?
Well,
when 1,200 people died, and of which the 1,200 you've killed and admitted.
Look the way he reacted. Do you think it's a defense? Come on, man. Come on. Come on.
I think they're fighting for themselves and they're defending themselves.
Do you think that's defense?
Well,
How ridiculous that sounds. I don't know, like, which world we are living in, 8 billion people, which world we are living in that's the defense. That's people are calling as a defense, like wiping out the entire, like, zoop, flattening the whole Gaza and saying that that's a defense. We are living in a world where intellectual people, those rich people are saying that, oh, it's in defense, what they can do, right? How stupid that sounds. That's the reaction which we all should be coming out with, like, that's a defense. Are you crazy? Habibi, are you crazy? Are you stupid out of here? I don't know, man, what they're saying. It's just because I think so. He might be having the blood money, the Israeli money, I think so. Again, it's just, I'm not claiming anything. I'm just saying. Or it's in biasness.
When 1,200 people died, and of which the 1,200 you've killed and admitted that you've killed a lot during, your Hannibal.
I will tell you this. The part I question where people who are Jewish can't stand when I say this, I don't know how you, Netanyahu, claim you have the best intelligence in the world, Mossad, and you didn't know that on October 7th they're attacking.
They knew about it. They didn't. They wanted it to happen, so they had a reason to take that. Yeah, they wanted a reason to take the land.
I totally get it.
And they killed their own citizens. And they claimed that all these people got raped. That was bullshit. They claimed beheaded babies. That was bullshit. Everything that they said was a fucking complete. Not only was it a lie, but they committed all those atrocities themselves to the Palestinians and been caught doing it. In fact, they just got caught gang raping Palestinians. How many babies have they killed? All the things that they accuse the Palestinians of or Hamas of or whatever, they're guilty of 100-fold themselves.
So
Boom, 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 brother. Brother, dropping bombs, brother. Brother, Habibi, brother. Dropping knowledge bombs, brother. Ah, man, those 30 seconds was so much, so much. Let's do hear that again. Okay, so
intelligence in the world, Mossad, and you.
Again, great point. I don't know why people are not talking about this. I have been talking about this for past 1 year. From the point where it was started, the entire borderline. How can that be empty? I don't get it. You know how small Israel is, how small Gaza is. We are at the time of technology so high that we can just send a text message. We can take a flight and boom, within hours we are into the next other country or the next continent within hours. Okay, in such a short time we can travel with slow speed of aeroplane. I'm not talking about fighter jets. I'm not talking about jets, which is high speed, zoom, zoom, right? Doesn't make any sense. 6 hours, the border was a soldierless. 6 hours they went in, they fought. Mossad says that they have high technology, they are the most intelligent people out there. They go in, kill people whenever they want. They are so smart, they are so focused, they are trained so good, and they were not aware. The first thing people should be asking, why October 7 was soldierless? The whole border was why soldierless? First thing. Second thing, why the intelligent people, Mossad, didn't know that they were coming in. Third thing, when they came in, why it took 6 hours? 6 hours in a small country to fly in a jet or to sit up in a rocket and, in helicopter and then went and destroy. 6 hours. Why it took 6 hours to cover the entire border again? because that was all pre-planned. That's the only option. Again, I'm not accusing anything. I'm just thinking like what could be like 6 hours. The entire country couldn't be sleeping, right? Just that we wake up and 6 hours you cannot be. That's all bullshit. The only reason what I can think of that 6 hours they were just sitting, they were just waiting. Okay, kill more, take more, go do it. And then when they came in, as he's saying that they killed the citizen again, there are some reports out there that Israeli came and then they killed their own few people out there. So they might be like, okay, we came, but there are not much dead people. They are dead, but not much. So let's kill some, and then babies were killed, babies were beheaded. We never saw the pictures of that. The fourth thing, the propaganda. We never saw the pictures out there. Never. We have seen the pictures of Palestinian father holding their children in hand, beheaded. We have seen that. But we haven't seen any baby who died in Israel. All BS points.
Know that on October 7th they're
They
attacking
knew about it. They didn't. They wanted it to happen, so they had a reason to take that. Yeah, they wanted a reason to take the land.
I totally get
And
it.
they killed their own
100%.
citizens. And they claimed that all these people got raped. That was bullshit. They claimed beheaded babies. That was bullshit. Everything that they said was a fucking complete. Not only was it a lie, but they committed all those atrocities themselves to the Palestinians and been caught doing it. In fact, they just got caught gang raping Palestinians. You know, how many babies have they killed? All the things that they accuse the Palestinians of or Hamas of or whatever, they're guilty of 100-fold themselves.
So you
And they've been doing that. Like October 7th wasn't the start of this. Like the start of this was Nakba. They've done so many different.
disagree. Yeah, I don't disagree.
Yeah, so I mean, this is not like, it's not like October 7th is like, it's all of a sudden they just came over there unsolicited and just killed people. Like they have been killing Palestinians for years and years, operating two sets of justice. You know, it's like they have the justice for the Palestinians, the justice for the Israelis. And if you read the Talmud, like, you know, if you're not Jewish, you're basically not a human. You're like, you know, like cattle. If a Jew is killed by, you know, somebody that's not Jewish, then it's the death penalty. If a Jew kills somebody that's not a Jew, then, you know, you can't kill them. It's not the death penalty. Like they literally like segregate in their Bible.
They're
saying,
very protective of themselves. I don't think anybody can debate that. I don't think it's a
well, it's not the problem isn't that they're protecting themselves. The problem comes when you think that you're better than other people and you think it's okay to lie to anybody that's not a Jew. You think it's okay to steal from people that are not a Jew. You have two sets of standards. The problem with that is it allows you to rationalize anything, right? And human beings are generally self-serving creatures. So if your fundamental religious belief system allows you to operate in such a way that you believe there isn't consequences to stealing from other people, killing other people, you know, raping, you know, kids that are under 9 years old, like if you think those things are okay, then, you know, how are you going to operate? Because to me, like my moral code keeps me on track.
I don't think that's what it is. I don't think it's because you're saying it one-sided. You're not telling the other side of the story of what they're doing either. You're not saying what Hamas did. You're not saying what they did.
What did Hamas do?
I mean, from day one, when you see the rapes and the videos, we've all seen it. This isn't something
What rapes and videos?
But stay on this here if you want to continue with this.
But what rapes and videos?
But my concern when you're saying Israel's doing it, you're saying the other side isn't doing anything.
No, but I'm asking. No. There was no rapes during October 7th. They've shown no rapes from October 7th. They should.
He's just avoiding the question. He asked 3 times, 4 times that, hey brother, where are those videos? Because there are none. There is no videos as far we have seen. The American president said the lie throughout that on October 7th when the situation happened, he came and said that we have seen the beheaded babies out there, right? That was bullshit. We all know that. That's bullshit. We haven't seen any videos. There are no pictures. Nothing. It was a propaganda which was made up. There's no beheaded babies out there. And the same thing Israel is doing to the Gaza. We have seen beheaded babies of Palestinian. We have seen those. All lies. I don't know like why people are not asking the question that why the president of America or I don't know, some official, why did they lied saying that we have seen the proof of beheaded babies in Israel? Why? There were none.
Beheaded babies, all that was all
I'll
bullshit.
send you stuff. No, there's plenty of stories. It's not all of them.
The Israeli articles that I saw,
Plenty of stories, brother. Stories. Where's the proof? I can say that I'm an alien. I don't live in this world. Habibi. What? That's just a story. That's the fun part. You know what about history? Which I like to be saying. History is just his story. That's it. Whoever wins, write his story. That's the only history. He's saying that, oh, we have seen these stories, we have heard these. You have heard his stories. What is the proof? Where is the proof?
recently said that there was only 2 babies killed. One was shot by a bullet and the other one died in a hospital. There was no babies in ovens. There was no beheaded babies. All that was all bullshit.
Okay, so go back to the part when you said they think they're better than you.
Man, brother, he's been changing his topics so quickly. Like whenever he get the answer, he just put a full stop. Next. Okay, let's go back. Okay, let's go back. Why are you shifting? Let's talk about it. I don't like. He should be saying that, brother. Why are you shifting? Let's talk about this. Show me the proof right here, right now. I would agree with you. Show me the proof. Why? Why are you switching so quickly? Why are you saying let's go back? Okay, let's go back. Okay, let's go. Why? Habibi, why? Why? Because you know you don't have any proof. If you have, okay, go away. See this, brother. That's the behavior, baby. See this. And we'll say, okay, agree. Point. Next. Good. There's none. It's all BS. It's all just stories which you have heard. If Israelis say that the sky is red, they will say, yes, sky is red. You know, I've heard it. They have said it. I've heard it. I don't know why it's showing blue. It's red. They have said it. I heard it. That's what happening in America, to be honest, or most of the West part, where whatever Israelis say, they have said it. Good. Wonderful. That's the story which we are going to push. I don't know, man, like how they get rich. How they call themselves intelligent people when you don't have such a knowledge. How? This guy who's gambler, who's a womanizer, Dan Bilzerian, is speaking knowledge. Every word which he's saying right now, it's a knowledge. That's the fun thing in our world which we are living, to be honest, where, again, same thing I would say. We are living such a beautiful world where people who are in power, who say that they are knowledgeable people, are full of bullshit. They don't know what they are talking about. They don't know what they are thinking and saying. It's just like they get a script and they just say, okay, this is this sky is red because they have said it, we have heard it, that's the fact, that's the proof. And they say with so confident that people are like, okay. So there are many dumb people, to be honest. There are many dumb people who say, okay, because he has said that, because he has said that. They cannot see with their own eyes that sky is blue, brother. Why are you talking about this? Whatever. And the gambler, the womanizer, those people are intellectual. Those people are spitting facts out over there. It's amazing, like, people who are in powerful places, who are rich, smart, they are talking shit. And people who are kind of womanizer, gambler, they are speaking truth out. It's just opposite, you know. People who should be saying the truth, all false. And people who should be lying all the time as a gambler, they're telling all the truth. Funny.
That Jews think they're better than everybody else.
It says it in their Bible.
Okay, but you believe they're better than everybody else. Okay.
I didn't say they're better than everybody else.
They think.
According to their scripture.
Okay, but what if...
And if you look at how they operate, right, like they literally caught people raping Palestinian prisoners and there was riots. But the riots weren't because they were raping the prisoners. The riots were because they felt like they had the right to rape the fucking prisoners. That's why they almost had a fucking civil war, because they felt like they had the right to rape these prisoners. They felt like that was okay because they weren't Jewish. So, you know, when you have a society that operates like that, you're going to have fucking problems. And they're not the fucking most moral army. That's all fucking bullshit. You know, everything that they say, it's just like almost like, listen, when somebody lies to me, like if you lie to me, I'm not probably going to trust you again. You lie to me a second time, I'm definitely not going to trust you. You lie to me a third time, and I let you lie to me the third time, I'm the fucking idiot. These motherfuckers have lied like 10,000 times. So, like, I don't believe anything they say anymore.
I come from a place of, I don't sit here expecting you to tell me 100% the truth. I
Wow.
don't sit here thinking, yeah.
Again, man, he's been shifting so many times. All BS. Like, how, I don't know, like, how can you have an intellectual conversation with this guy? I don't know. I don't know, man. When you are in a government, how can you say to a government official that I don't expect you to be sitting here and saying all the truth? Why? It's their job. They are the servant of people. It's their fucking job to say the truth out there and let the people decide what to do and what not. Again, they don't decide because they elect. But again, you are a servant of people. If you're a politician, you're a servant of a people. But it's an opposite. Like, if they're a politician, it's like they're walking like a gangster out there. How amazing it is. Now you're just saying that we don't expect you to be saying the truth to us. That's, to be honest, when you're voting, that's what you would like to hear, that okay, you can vote me, but I don't just don't expect anything truth from my side. I can be lying, I can be saying the truth. You guess I'm saying the truth or I'm lying. That's the point. An intelligent guy sitting and saying those words and wants us to believe and come to their narrative which they are setting up. Are you serious, brother? Are you serious?
Is going to tell me 100% the truth with whatever he has in his life. I don't expect that from you, because I don't expect people to walk on water. That's not my expect. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to live it with my life, but you can't think that China's going to tell us the truth, or Iran tells us the truth, or US tells everybody the truth, or you think any country is going to tell us 100% the truth. But
I don't know, man. I got a different moral code. Like in gambling,
not about you having a different
but in
moral
gambling
code.
and business, like with my friend group, like you lie one time, you welch on a debt, you do one
you're
thing.
talking friendship, though.
I'm just saying, my friends, people that I know, people that I do business with, people I gamble with, like
It's the same thing I have as well. It's the same thing most people have. There's a difference between on the personal side than on the countryside.
I'm convinced the future looks bright, and we want 1 million people to wear the Your Future Looks Bright. The USA hats, last time we had, it sold out like this. They're officially back, USA hats. If you want them, order them ASAP. If your entire family loves America and you want to sport it for the American people, think when they like and Baltimore Ravens, they're walking confident, strong to order.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another,
That's it. Yes. So, what do we learn? First thing what I learn is that if you're rich, if you're intelligent, just know that you can lie. How stupid is that? Again, the people who are gangster, I'm not saying that be a gangster, no. Shh. Nala. Astaghfirullah. People who are gambling, people who are womanizer, right? They are telling the truth. What world we are living in? I mean, how can you say that now sit and listen to a gambler and sit and listen to a womanizer? Because that's the point we are in right now. I don't hate Dan Bilzerian. He might be a good guy. And he seems a good guy. To be honest, he's more intellectual. But I'm just surprised from the point of view he's saying that We are living in a world where politicians, where businessmen, intelligent people are just straight out lying to us. I think they just have a script which they come out and say that, Habibi, this is this, Habibi, this is this, and this is what we are gonna do. Next, next, next. That's what world we are living in. So if again, if you want to have a good friend, what? Do we be friends with rich people, intelligent people, politicians? Because they are lying. Gambler, womanizer. Again, I'm not saying that, hey, don't. No. I'm not saying that go ahead and be friend with a womanizer or gambler. No. Again, if you might think, oh, Akif said that. I've heard this. That's the world we are living in right now. No, no, no. That's all bullshit. No. I would say that listen to yourself, and before listening, every time, just whichever country you live in, whichever place you live in, every time just hear all the 10 stories, all the 10 aspect, whatever they bring there, whatever is the common thing which all the 10s are saying, validate that, get the proofs that yes, if it is right or not. If it is right, good. Because as I say, history is just his story. His story. That's the history. Because whoever wins, they're gonna write their own narrative. Nobody's gonna say the truth. We never know 100% truth what happened. That's the history. Because again, history is his story. So before we wind up all the points which were great, which I always ask and I will always be asking, because nobody is able to answer this question and it's all BS. The first thing is, why did Mossad never knew that they were about to get attacked? That's the first thing. Second thing, when you have fought 6 days war, when you have fought many wars in Middle East, you know that every country hates you over there. Why did 6 hours your entire border was soldierless, armyless? Why? That's the second thing. Third thing, in the in the earth where we just can send one text or we can just take a plane and went to continents in hours, why did the Israeli army took 6 hours to go to that place? Why? 6 hours. Brother, are you crazy? 6 hours. How can you sell that story to us? I don't know. Like, why people are not asking these questions? 6 hours it took you. We take a normal plane over here, which is a slow speed plane. You can go through the continents. Israel is so small. Gaza is this small. And you can't think that 6 hours it took. You don't have jets, you don't have helicopters. Forget about the jets, helicopters, which are high speed. You don't have like bus. Even if you travel in bus, 6 hours is a lot. How can you sell this story? And why people are not asking these questions? That's the third thing. Fourth thing, beheaded babies. Okay, you're saying that? Good. Where's the proof? Rapes. Where's the proof? All these two things which are killing and everything they are saying, beheaded babies, rapes, they have done that to Palestinian people. We have seen proofs where fathers are holding beheaded babies of their babies, right? We have seen that. We know that rapes happen in the prison. There was an entire escalation, but nothing happened after that. We know that. There are proofs out there. People should be asking this. And at least what we can do is that we can just talk about it. We can just know that whom to trust and whom not to. Because people, again, as he mentioned, that I don't think so that I don't should be expecting that people would be telling me 100% truth. Brother, what do you expect from a politician which you're electing? that they don't say you 100% truth. You're expecting them to lie out thoroughly to you. You expect that. And you're talking that to an intellectual person. Ah. That's it for this video. Do think, keep your mind straight, work out, make money, give money to poor people, live a good life, and know that there are so many people who are just bluntly saying out lies to you. And when you speak with them, when you have a point, when they are talking about their point of view, they will write books on it. When you are speaking with them on your point of view, just one line which is so perfect with so deep thought point of view, they just put a full stop, change the subject. Okay, let's talk about that. Why? What do you want us to sit and listen to your great stories, to your all the propaganda, your stories, and read your books? And when we are talking about our perspective, full stop in one line. That shows that they don't care. They don't care. Okay, let's talk about that. They don't care. Poor people, middle class people will always suffer because of the rich are bluntly saying false to you, and you guys thinking poor people and middle class people, if they are thinking that rich people will be saying truth to you, he just said rich don't expect you guys to be saying 100% truth. They don't expect each other. They know what they want, they take it, they don't, doesn't matter. They don't care for you. That's the reason why poor and middle class people suffer, because they expect the rich person, the higher person, to take care of them, to let them know all the truth. Why? Have you in wars have you seen any rich person getting killed or suffer? Why all the time poor and middle class people are just suffering? Why? You need to know. There may be good people out there who are rich, but they don't care. Most of the majority, they don't care about you. They just saw you as flesh with bloods, with bones, walking like zombies. They don't care. Every time in war, rich doesn't suffer. They don't get any financial difficulties. All their assets are transferred before starting the war. How? How is that possible? Have you ever thought so? Why there any thing which is about to happen, they are aware first, and then they changed it. They changed all the assets, they shifts all everything, and middle class and poor people are the only one who suffered, and they die. Their blood is out. That's it. You need to understand. You need to think about it. Have a good healthy life. Think about it. Focus what they are saying. Don't believe everyone, whoever is saying anything. Just hear, okay, good, Habibi, you have told me. Good to know. And then just do your research, do your own research. That's it for today. So